no more. And though you look for them, they will not be found. May our enemies be scattered and be blown away by smoke. As wax melts before the fire, may the wicked perish before God. Non-stop, making sure that this went off incredibly, and he's done an excellent job. Thank you for coming, you guys. And by the way, if you want any of these signs, please come and get one and hold one in this. So, I would like to introduce to you the fellow who has co-founded the Facebook group, A Celebration of Freedoms and Rights. He founded it with his fellow attendee and speaker today, Tara Reeve, in mid-April. Since then, they have held multiple protests outside the Guildford Mall along 152nd, as well as building outreach groups in Victoria, Kelowna, Toronto, and Halifax. He was the lead organizer for the countrywide March to Unmask movement that happened in 16 cities across Canada on July 19th. He successfully unified the groups, Hugs Over Masks, No New Normal, Amen, COFR, and Unify the People in August. And he is now taking on this rally, Vancouver Freedom Rally 2020. Will you give a warm welcome to Ryan Kalpapa?
To the Vancouver Freedom Rally 2020. We've seen Dublin, we've seen England, we've seen Ottawa, we've seen Toronto, we've seen Greece, we've seen Montreal, and now all of them are seeing us today. I want you to give yourselves all a big round of applause for coming today. Come on, let's show the world where we are. September 13th, we have put Vancouver on the global map today. How you guys doing? You guys feeling free? You guys feeling down? You got some rights? All right, let me hear you say, freedom is essential.
Freedom is essential. Rights are essential. Hang on.
You hear me? Let's try that again. Freedom is essential.
Freedom is essential.
Rights are essential.
Rights are essential.
Just the guys, freedoms are essential.
Freedoms are essential.
Just the ladies' rights are essential.
Rights are essential.
Do it again, guys, girls. Freedom is essential. Go.
Freedom is essential. Rights are essential. Freedom is essential. Freedom is essential! Rights are essential!
One more!
Freedom is essential! Rights are essential!
Great job, guys. So what do we want? Freedom. And when do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Freedom!
When do we want it?
Now!
Just the guys. What do we want?
Freedom!
Just the girls. When do we want it?
Now!
Yes, I love it, Vancouver. That's the way to do it. All right, so what I've got to say, so we've got a lot of groups that have come. We've got a lot of groups that have helped organize this. I definitely did not do this on my own. There's been several groups There's been several people, and first of all, I want to say, the first people I got to thank. We can organize, we can send out flyers, we can promote, but it doesn't make a damn difference if you guys don't show up. So thank you all, each and every one of you people, for showing up and making this event what it is today. Thank you. So the groups here today, we have Vaccine Choice Canada here, we have The Line here, we have Liberty Talk Canada here, Celebration of Freedoms and Rights, No New Normal, we got Clear and Unify the People. 7 groups have helped organize this today. So thank all the groups. Give all the groups a round of applause. Okay, now that we've acknowledged all the groups, all the crowds, there is one mega thank you that we have to give out today, and I want this to be the biggest thank you we can possibly do. The VPD, okay guys? The Vancouver Police Department have told us that they acknowledge our right to protest. They have been so polite to me. Every email and every call I send them, they acknowledge that if we're not feeling safe, they will get on something right away. They have been nothing but accommodating to me. They have been nothing but accommodating to us. They're here for our safety. So let's have the world hear the biggest ovation for the VPD for keeping us safe today. Keep it going, Vancouver. Keep it going for the VPD. Come on. Come on. You guys are the greatest. Thank you so much for letting us do what we do. Okay, so what brings us here today? Well, we could say this is all due to a virus that has spread the world. It's not called COVID, it's called socialism and communism. But if we were to really talk about this virus, this is a very odd virus. It needs a calendar. It needs a tape measure. It's got an alarm clock too. It knows it's not going to enter Starbucks for another 2 weeks when we need masks there. It's a very odd virus. But we're also here because of government tyranny, government corruption. The lockdown is not needed anymore, and we're here to take a stand today and let them know enough is enough. Enough is enough. Let me hear you guys say it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Just the guys. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
You know what's coming. Come on, ladies. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Oh, that sounds so good. Amazing, Vancouver. You guys are the greatest. Woo! Okay. So what all has brought us here? Okay, so what we have going on right now, we have lockdowns going on. We have mandatory masks coming here. We've got the mandatory vaccine coming our way. We have contact tracing. We've got 5G rolling out. We've got a lot of child trafficking going on. We've got a lot of pedophiles out there. And we say no to all of that. Exactly. Now, in place of all that, what do we want instead? We want informed consent. We want our body, our choice. Is that correct? That's right. We want the freedom to choose what to do to our bodies. Okay? If people want to wear a mask, fine, let them. That's all good. I don't want to wear one, and neither do you, and we shouldn't be shamed for protecting our right to breathe oxygen. We also don't support communism. We want a democracy. We want a free democracy, which is what that Canadian flag and that Canadian flag and that Canadian flag all represents. We want to support what that flag represents. It's a free democracy, not communism. We want justice for all the kids out there being abused by child traffickers and pedophiles. This is our country, and today in Vancouver, we're taking it back. Let me hear you once more. What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Love it, Vancouver. Oh, I wish you guys could be up here hearing you guys. You guys are lovely. I love you guys. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in our province right now. So obviously, what are they doing to us right now? They've got a lot of mandatory masks coming here. We got Superstore doing it. We got Costco. We got Walmart, Starbucks, because it's a very smart virus. It's not coming to Starbucks for another 2 weeks. Right? This whole mandatory mask issue is it's getting to be a little out of hand. And obviously we are here to say no to mandatory masks. We don't want them in public. We want to breathe our oxygen. It's our body and it's our choice. Yes?
Yeah!
Awesome. So I've got some stories to tell about a couple of personal stories that have happened to a couple of friends of mine. Oh, but actually, first, wait a minute. Oh, I apologize to you guys. I want to acknowledge the people that have come here from out of town. We have had so many people come here from out of town. This is not just a Vancouver rally, okay? This is basically a rally for British Columbia, okay? We have people that come here from Vancouver Island. We've got... Let me hear some noise from the people from Vancouver Island. I want Kelowna to make some noise. Yeah! I want to hear you guys from Penticton. Yeah! Let me hear Vernon. Oh, Vernon. Small but strong, small but strong. And the Lower Mainland, Vancouver, where are you at? Let me hear you again, Vancouver. Come on. Awesome, awesome, guys. Okay, so I'm going to get to some stories about some people that have come here. They've had some issues, okay? I've got a friend that came here from the islands 2 days ago. She came here on a ferry. She was harassed by another passenger because she wasn't wearing a mask. She had a mask thrown at her, and she called me very upset. She was actually tears in her eyes. Someone really shamed her really bad for not wearing a mask. Can you believe it? That's what they're doing. You know, shaming people like us. She called me, and you know, at first I walked her through it, and we talked for a little bit, and she felt better. But that's kind of what they're doing, is they're shaming us, and I don't like that. I don't think you guys like that either. Correct? No shaming. We don't want any shaming at all. No. So what else has happened? So I've had my friend Paula. Paula got a hold of me the other day. And she was actually very inspired to come here because her mother passed away because she wouldn't take big pharma meds for her heart attack. She was so against big pharma. And I want to give a shout out to wherever Paula is. I acknowledge you. Thank you for coming here. And thank you for being here for your mother and supporting this rally for your mother. Let's all give a round of applause for Paula, for her courage.
He has a point, free speech.
We were also going to have someone else here doing a free PA for us. I don't know if he's here. His name is Jeremy. His PA business has been really hit hard by this lockdown, and he was actually offering to do free PA for us to support this cause and to support this rally. I don't know if he's here, but if we can also acknowledge Jeremy with his PA company, let's give him a round of applause also, okay? So how many of you guys out there have been following the Toronto protests? You guys all know what Toronto's been doing? You guys don't know about hugs over masks? You guys don't know a guy named Vlad? He's been doing some great things. Hugs Over Masks is now in Australia. We've been shown in Dublin. And again, Dublin and Australia are now looking at us right now. And we want to give a shout out to Australia also because we see what they're doing. We see what's going on. Give Australia citizens some love. We see what's happening in Australia, and we are here in solidarity with them, with their citizens. They are in lockdown, they are in martial law, and we do not want that happening here because it very well can. And that's why we're taking a stand right here, because Australia didn't think it could happen to them. Of course not. It could very well happen to us here. And we are here to say, no, enough's enough. It is not going to happen here. We're not having an Australia here, and we support the citizens of Australia. For the people who don't know, do you guys know a guy in Toronto named Chris Sky? Okay, I'm going to steal a quote from him, but I love the guy. Chris, if you're watching, I'm quoting you, bro. This is a great quote. And this is what we have to live by. Know your rights, protect your rights, or they will take your rights. We are here to protect our rights today. We are here to stand up to our government.
Everything's good.
So again, what do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Can I get a freedom is essential?
Freedom is essential!
Rights are essential!
Rights are essential!
Freedom is essential!
Freedom is essential!
Rights are essential!
Rights are essential!
Oh, Vancouver, I love you guys! Okay, so now I'm going to get to the March portion of this rally. Okay, so if I could please get the marshals of the rally to come up on stage. I want people to see who you are so you guys can be identified. Okay, please, the people, Maria, can you come up to the stage, please? Okay, orange shirts. So when we do our march, okay, these will be our marshals right here. They are identified by their orange shirts and the word marshal on the back, okay? They will be looking after the crowd. They will be making sure the crowd flows properly. And I have to stress, okay, I have to stress this very much. When we do our march, there will most likely be some people aggressive toward us. Confrontational, they might name call, they might say some things, okay? Now I have to stress unbelievably clearly, crystal clear, that this is a peaceful, friendly, non-confrontational, non-aggressive rally and march. If you encounter any resistance, any aggression, any rude name calling, I will advise you to please just ignore it, pretend they don't exist, because if there's any media watching, they will attack us no matter what, and we don't want that, okay? Let the police, the VPD, will take care of any agitators at all, and that's what they're here for. If you see anything, point the VPD to that person, and they will take care of them because they are here looking after our safety, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do for the march, again, these are our marshals. There will be some at the front, the middle, and the back. They have walkies. They will be in communication. Okay, they will make sure that the march flows thoroughly. If anybody does have any confrontational issues, they will just guide you along immediately. And if there's anything more, again, the VPD will take care of it. Okay. So this is what we're going to do for our march. We are going to go up this street right here, right to my left. We will turn right onto Robson. Okay, left on Burrard, and again the VPD will guide us the whole way. Okay, so then we will turn right on Nelson, which is right before St. Paul's. We will go left on Thurlow, left on Davie, left on Granville to come back here, left back on Robson, and we will reconvene right here, right after, for the speech portion of the rally. Okay, does that sound okay? So Vancouver, are you ready to march? Guys, I want England to hear you. Are you ready to march? I want Dublin to hear you. Are you ready to march? I want the world to hear you. Are you ready? Keep it going. Let me hear you. Let the world hear you guys. Excellent. Okay, so if I could just, when we go, I just want these speakers to be shut off. If someone can just take it on them to just shut off the speakers so we save some power, and then when we come back, we will turn them on, and then we will perhaps do our national anthem again, and then we will get, right? Nothing wrong with that. And then we will get to the speaker portion of the rally, okay? So are we ready to march now? Are we ready?
Let's see. Hey.
Okay, guys, once again, I just want to remind you guys, please keep this peaceful, non-confrontational. If you get any aggression, ignore it. Just keep walking. Please, I beg you, okay? Let's do this. Are we ready to march? All right, guys, we will go out this way, and we will reconvene in about an hour. Let's get on with the march, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Vancouver.
So everybody, we're going to go for a little walk here. Follow the crowd. Just making sure gear's going to be secured here. Pretty good turnout. We'll see how it goes as we go. Let's see. Jeff, where'd it go? Hey, Krista, where did Jeff go? Laura Lynn.
Hi, how are
Brian.
you? Hi, Brian. Woo!
Hey everybody, look who it is. It's me and Laura Lynn here at the festival. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Look at all these people.
What a great turnout.
Oh.
I'm glad we finally got to connect in person.
Freedom for Canada.
Freedom,
Stop,
everyone.
Stop the fake shutdown. We are on to it.
Yeah. Laura Lynn and the Mad Watcher walking in the parade.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you catch about the president from Belarus? How he has blown the whistle? You know,
I didn't catch that.
the IMF is trying to pay him off to have huge lockdowns. I think the World Bank is involved in locking down, telling all these countries to have harsh lockdowns. And instead of doing it, the president of Belarus, he finked on them. And he said, no way, we're not going to do that. And so as we allow corruption to go, we're going to stop this nonsense in its tracks.
Let's stand up, people. Fight for our rights. Fight for our freedoms. We'll talk to you later. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. All right. I don't know where my partner in crime went here, everybody. Anyways, we'll follow along here. I'm the Mad Watcher. I'm from British Columbia.
So you're not with any media?
Not an independent. Whoops. Well, everybody, we're walking in the parade here with everyone. I had a partner helper, but somehow we've lost him. I don't know. He got distracted when I had a quick chat with Laura Lindner. We'll see where we're going here.
Governor, traitor, treason.
No new normal.
Where's the science? Let's see it.
What about his freedom? Wake up!
Why is everything a secret?
Question things!
Eradicate pedophilia!
Yeah, she was trying to get me to comply.
We will government silence! Back open the
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want?
Don't shut down our businesses for a lie. No mandatory masks, no mandatory vaccines. Stop closing our businesses. Canadian rights matter. Don't shut down our businesses for a lie.
Courage is the cure. Courage is the cure.
Save our businesses. Save our You're Susan.
Yeah.
I'm Brian Condi, the Mad Watcher. I sent you an email, but it got all messed up because I seen your post about.
Okay, do you want me to give you my address again?
I did get an email. Sure.
All my stuff's on there.
probably go slow on it.
Epstein didn't kill himself!
No more lies! 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 Wake them up!
She's no more! 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 She's no more!
She's no more! Wake them up!
It's up to you to take it back!
Come on, Vancouver, wake up! Wake up!
Thank you. Thank you.
Freedom! 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 Freedom!
Well, I'm not sure how far we're walking, everyone, but it's a good day for a walk. It's a good turnout. Glad to meet Laura Lynn there, for those of you who are tuned in and caught it. And Lisa, if you're watching, hopefully you got the stream. I kept having things crash. Otherwise, we'll figure it out. Work together, make it happen there for you. So anybody who didn't know Lisa Proust from Montreal, she's got a channel. You can find it through my site, The Mad Watcher, or through YouTube. And go watch her stuff. She covered from Montreal.
What's the trees of tabs? We better have a mask on the WhatsApp.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Is to make us feel bad and make them feel good. This is freaking
back to for more speeches, folks. Just doing this march around the block, essentially a big block, and then we'll be back there. So those of you who want to stay tuned in, great. If you want to come back for the speeches, I understand. I don't know, it shouldn't be too long here, but we'll see how it goes.
Wake up, Vancouver! A mask will protect you! Execute the pedophiles! 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 Save our children! Save our children! Save our children! Save the children! What's the agenda? Have sex with a mask? You are whack. You're so whack.
She's got a nice little Adam's apple going on there.
Well, I have nothing against people that are gay, lesbian, bisexual.
Just be honest.
Gosh, if she's in the souls, then I want her to drop dead. Gay, sexual. You're in the souls.
No, I just want to say one thing, everybody, that the VPD, the Vancouver Police Department, have been fantastic, treating everybody with respect and understand the rights to protest. And it's really appreciated because we do support the police. They got a tough job, and it's wonderful that they came and acknowledged our efforts and the organizers' efforts. It's really appreciated. So anybody on the VPD that sees this, I've thanked a few officers personally, but thank you. Thank you for being here. Keep everybody safe and allowing us to express our rights.
meaningless. COVID test, meaningless. COVID test, meaningless. COVID test, meaningless.
Show the iPhone.
I don't know why it won't let me text back everybody or respond in the chat, but something's blocking me, so I'd respond while I'm on the fly here, but I can't, so we'll just roll with it. I got a funny one for you, everyone. Do you believe that in the Ottawa protest, for everyone who watched it, the mainstream media said there was 100 people there? Those who haven't seen it, go watch it. There's a lot more than that.
Wake up! 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 Wake up!
Well, it turned out a lot better than I thought.
No vaccine! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Maybe everyone in British Columbia is waking up. I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's a fight of our life, and not enough people recognize it. Yeah, Laura Lynn doing her interviews.
Because I'm not wearing the sleeve.
There he is.
Right on, bud. Oh, this is so awesome. Like, woo! Woo!
So while I have this gentleman right here with me, the man who is give the rant, and a call out to anybody watching, if you want to do a rant, I'll post it on Sundays. It's a thing I'm going to start. I got a few people that want to do it. We'll see how it goes. But if you want to post something, speak out, you can do it on our platform. Go to the madwatcher.promotions and send us your link and we'll get it up.
Get it off your chest and don't let it eat you up. Cheers.
I can't even get my own address right. themadwatcher.promotions@gmail.com. For anybody who want to send some stuff that may put on the rant. I stepped up on the stage there and lost it when I did a quick interview with Roy Lady.
Oh, you were really?
And then I looked for you and then you were gone because here, do this now. I'll just stop for a second. Just open the side. And wait till it says on standby. It'll come up. Okay. Standby. Then click this. Click that and just record whatever walking through the crowd. No, sorry, buddy. Hey, Ron. Good, good.
Okay, I gotta show this shirt. Hey, line, yeah. Oh, trying to reconnect. Come on.
Hey, everybody. We're here with Ryan Kalbaba, the organizer of this event, Act for Canada. Go there, come out, look for any events that he's putting on. You can find him on Facebook. At Act for Canada, is that correct?
No, that's Tanya Gaw. I'm Celebration of Freedoms and Rights right here.
Celebration of Freedoms and Rights, people. So all British Columbians, yeah, we need to thank Ryan for help getting this organized and putting it on.
That's right, man. Fuck, I gotta thank everybody who helped organize, who helped promote, who handed out flyers, who got speakers. Because you can organize and promote all you want. If people don't show up, you got nothing. So thank everybody, all of you, the hundreds, the thousands, the cops that have showed up to support this. I thank you guys, because you guys made this. I know. People come to me. You guys made it. He made it. They made it. They made it. Okay.
Yep.
This is all of BC doing this.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And thanks again. I already said it, but thanks again to the VPD. They've been super excellent.
Oh, boy.
And we're behind you. And thank you for keeping everybody safe today.
1000%. Did you hear the cheer that they got?
Yes.
It was a good solid minute.
Yes.
Minute, man. They deserve it. They deserve it. Thank you, VPD. Thank you. Okay.
Well, that's great, everybody. Your speakers?
Well,
the speakers coming up.
I guess,
yeah, we're just walking back to the area here, folks. We're coming now. Well, thanks, Ryan.
That's amazing, yeah.
We'll take a look at everybody coming back in to the plaza here, everyone. Thanks to everybody in BC for coming out today, supporting this. And look at this crowd, people. It's great to see.
If you are afraid, they win. Do not divide us. Do not divide us. Do not divide us. very much. Keep up the good work.
Maybe we have time to chat later?
Yes.
Because this lady is one of the reasons inspired me to do this. Because this whole situation put me out of work, and I've had enough.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this.
So you're doing this?
I'm doing this.
Wow.
I've been doing
I'm
2
so
months.
proud of you.
Yeah. Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work.
We'll talk to you later.
Keep up the good work.
Well, there you go, everybody. Sorry about that. Get through the people here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir.
Excellent presentation.
Yeah, you caught up to each other. He's running around here with the high definition camera.
And COVID is real. And not spend that shit. But very bad idea. But thank you. I love you all.
We love you too.
Love
we're,
you.
we're fighting for
You
you.
guys are here for something very special. I haven't slept in 6 days.
We've been
Eating in fucking 10.
We're fighting. We're fighting for you too, man.
Man, I want to be somebody. That's it.
You're the only one with a balloon.
Like she knows her.
Oh yeah, sure. When
You really do.
Oh my God! Handshake! Handshake!
You do hugs, man.
Good, how are you? You're working it? Working it? Red pilling the sheep?
Can't drive through? Yeah.
Anybody need a mask exemption card?
I'll take one from you. Thank you.
And then it's
That brown.
I am like
Scouting them out. They always know how to do that was their hour.
Different excuses, they power.
Hey, everyone, look who's right next door. So we got everybody here again. Speeches are still waiting. I'm not sure if somebody's late in the organization. At least the smoke cleared out here. For those of you maybe watching, BC's just hammered with smoke coming up from the California, Oregon, Washington State, the fires that are going on down there. It's just been a blanket, just thick as all can be. But we'll see. So I'm not sure what the delay is here. If they got technical difficulties or something going on with the electricity since we left, I don't know. But it was a good march. Some of them, the police were saying if we run into any Antifa, just to ignore them and they'll take care of them, and nobody did, and it was a peaceful march, and I think it was great. And this is the biggest one yet in BC, and I think it's good. It's a starting point. We need to grow this. Hello, come on in if you like. Would you like to say something?
I was just wondering if
We're live. We're live. I'm the Mad Watcher, and we're live on YouTube right now. Yeah. So what do you think of the event?
a lot more people showed up than I thought would because of, I had a lot of friends of mine saying that they couldn't come because of the smoke.
Yeah, a lot of people said they didn't want to come because of the smoke.
Yeah, I'm glad that my children's father has my kids right now because then I could come and not bring children outside in the smoke.
Yeah, yeah. So did you participate in the walk in the march? Yeah, yeah. It was a good march, eh? It was peaceful. It was good.
Yeah,
Oh, the Canadian flag! Canadian flag! Oh, it's upside down.
Well, because until we get our rights back, Canada is kind
Yeah,
of
we
a
are
little bit
upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta. It's your YouTube channel.
The Mad Watcher. You're live on the Mad Watcher right now.
Hello, people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're not here. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I don't know why the speeches aren't going yet, but the rest of the speeches are supposed to
Some
happen.
people are going to the washroom.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess that needs to be done too, eh?
Something else.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just waiting here, folks. Hopefully, oh, maybe they're going to move to the front now. Okay, here we go.
How's it sound over there? Can you guys hear me over there? Okay, so I believe that we are now ready to start the speeches portion of the rally. How are we all doing? How'd you like the march, people? Were we peaceful? Were we friendly? Do we feel free? Do we have rights? Let's do it one more time. What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! Just the guys. What do we want?
Freedom!
Just the ladies. When do we want it?
Now!
Freedom is essential.
Freedom is essential!
Rights are essential.
Rights are essential!
Freedom is essential.
Freedom is essential!
Rights are essential.
Rights are essential!
Vancouver, I love you. Good job. All right, so what we're going to do, we've already sung it once, but we're going to do it again. We're going to sing our national anthem so loud that the world is going to hear us right now. Okay, I'd like to introduce my friend, Christy Dirksen, for the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen.
Our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right. Nothing wrong with a little impromptu celebration for our freedoms, right, guys? I love it. How'd you guys like that? We good? We good, Vancouver? Okay, now that we're feeling good, we're relaxed, we had our march, we're ready to hear some speakers now. So, the first speaker I got for you, very special guest. You guys might know him from the group Vaccine Choice Canada. This man has done some good things, and he's going to tell you all about all the stuff he's done with the laws, with vaccines. I want you to give a very, very friendly welcome to Ted Coots!
Way to go, Ted!
I just want to start off and say how much I appreciate all of you being here. This fills my heart. You know, this is a pretty difficult journey that we're on. Our experience, our values, our perceptions are not reflected back to us by our government, by our public health officials, and by our mainstream media. And sometimes it feels pretty lonely. And when I see all of you and I see the messages that you're carrying and the love that you have and the commitment to this country and to your family and to our freedoms, I have to tell you, it feels pretty good. Before I begin, I want you to do something. I want you to reach to a couple of people around you and thank them for being here, because they're warriors who have your back.
Thanks for being here. Woo! Thanks for being here, everyone. Jeff! Jeff!
So for those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Ted Kuntz. I'm a father, I'm a grandfather. I've been a medical choice activist for more than 30 years.
I can see through this.
Having my son injured by a vaccine in 1984 woke me up.
That's what would have been. 100%. And a lot of people, like Rocco.
It helped me to realize that what we're being told and what the truth is often two different things. And when I saw how the medical industry responds to the injuring, the systemic injuring of our children, I knew that we have a problem, and the problem is very deep. Our medical industry, our governments, our media are captured. They're lying to us, they're deceiving us. And I know some, maybe many are well-intended, but there are enough who know that what's happening is wrong.
Yes. Is it just 3 now? I thought it was about 6.
I lost my son in 2017 to his vaccine injury.
Wow. Shitty.
Josh lived with an uncontrolled seizure from the moment that he had his 5-month vaccine shot.
They don't put the
And the difficulty of living with that day after day was excruciating. But I realized Josh came to be of service to humanity, that he was trying to help wake me up so I could help wake other people up.
Yeah! Yeah! Thank you, Josh!
And so I do this for my son Joshua. I do it so that his death is not in vain. I do it so that other children are not harmed the way my son was harmed, and many others are harmed.
Yes.
We need more accountability than we have. We actually need real science, not the kind that is being peddled by our pharmaceutical industry and our public health agencies. In addition to being a father and a grandfather, I am also the current president of Vaccine Choice Canada. And for most of our history, since they formed in some form or another in 1982 to protect the rights of parents to make medical decisions for their children, we have mostly focused our energy on information, some advocacy, helping to educate parents, and then supporting parents whose children have been harmed. But last year we felt we had to step up a little bit. The Ontario government, which is one of only 2 governments in Canada that mandate vaccines for children to attend school, they have exemptions. That what they did in 2016 is they decided to add a few more coercive measures. They insisted that a parent who did not comply with every single vaccine, even if they excused their children from one, they would be forced to attend an education session to get their mind right. BC seems to think that's a good idea because they've just initiated that policy as well. But the other thing that Ontario did is they forced parents to sign what we call compelled speech. As part of the exemption process, they were required to admit that they're knowingly putting their child at risk. And we felt that that had gone too far. We looked for a lawyer that we thought would help us fight the battle with the Ontario government. We found Rocco Galati. And last October, in front of the legislature in Toronto, we stood, Rocco and I, stood in front of an audience like this, and we said we're going to take the Ontario government to court. When all of this COVID insanity started to show up in February and March, I have to tell you that I was inundated with emails from people saying, could you please do something? Well, Vaccine Choice Canada fight this fight too. I have to tell you, I have almost 10,000 unread emails. I can't get to them all. As a board, we talked about whether this was our fight. We felt like the media had marginalized us, and so to fight a fight about freedom was bigger than our mandate Vaccine Choice Canada. But we didn't see anybody else standing up. So we had another conversation with Rocco. And we said, Rocco, will you take this one on too? And he said yes. So on July the 6th in Toronto, we filed legal action against the Prime Minister of Canada. The Premier of Ontario, the Mayor of Toronto, Theresa Tam, and more than half a dozen medical offers throughout Ontario. But we saved the best for last. We also sued the Canadian Broadcast Corporation. So the way the rules of law go, and I'm no expert on this, but I'm learning a lot from Rocco, is that we can only seek relief from the government, but we can financially sue the CBC. So we've sued them for $11 million. Now, they weren't saying nice things about us before that, so I don't expect them to say nice things now either.
I gave these sites to my boss.
Oh yeah.
Just for your information, the other battle that we fought last year is the province of New Brunswick decided that they're the second province that has mandates for child school attendance. And they decided they were going to introduce legislation to remove all exemptions other than medical. So no religious exemptions, no personal conscience exemptions. Now they did something a little unusual. They formed a committee on law amendments. They invited people to speak before that committee and they gave them a whole 30 minutes each, which is unheard of. Most of the time you get 5 minutes. Vaccine Choice Canada brought in experts from around the world. We brought in constitutional lawyers to speak. And we presented to that committee for 3 days. CBC said we hijacked the committee, and I bet we did. I spoke for my entire 30 minutes, and the media was angry that I didn't leave room for questions. But they asked if they could put in one question. They asked the moderator if they could ask me one question, and she said yes. And so their question was, if they go ahead with their legislation, would Vaccine Choice Canada sue them? And I said, absolutely. In response to that threat, they withdrew the legislation. But 2 weeks later, they reintroduced it and included the notwithstanding clause. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it says that they know that they're violating our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, but they're going to do it anyways. They thought that that would protect them from a legal challenge. Rocco advised them that that's not the case. They would still be sued. What I can tell you is about 6 weeks ago, the legislature finally voted on that bill and it was defeated. But you need to know that the war is not over. That was just a little skirmish. They're coming after us. And that's what this whole COVID thing is about. I'm with you. You know, those of us that haven't been fully hypnotized, that have the ability to read and think and ask questions, very quickly came to the conclusion that this was a massive fraud.
Yeah!
But I wanted to give the government the benefit of the doubt, and so I wrote our BC government, I wrote Adrian Dix, I wrote Bonnie Henry, I wrote John Horgan, and I said, I've got 26 questions. And the questions were things like, what mathematical modeling do you use to figure out what the risk is of COVID? How many people do you think are going to die? How many do you think are going to die from the measures you're imposing? What's your evidence that social distancing works? What's your evidence that masking works? I asked, like I said, 26 questions. After about 4 weeks, I got a response, and they have answered one question. So I wrote them back. And I said, if this was a grade 10 science exam, you would have failed. I sent the same list of questions to the House of Commons COVID committee. And after I sent it off to the clerk of the committee, she emailed me back to say she got it and she would copy and distribute it to all of the committee members. Half an hour later, I got another email from the clerk from the COVID committee saying, "I'm sorry, Mr. Kuntz, but I've just been informed that the committee is not accepting submissions from the public." We no longer have a democracy working. Our courts have been closed. There's no accountability. We're in a very dangerous place. And I'm glad you're here to help us preserve it. Ryan, I don't know how much longer you want me to go, but I haven't even started my speech yet. So for those of you who don't know that aren't Vaccine Choice members, is that we hold a national Zoom call every Saturday evening with people from coast to coast. We bring in experts from around the world to talk about this whole situation. We share the science, we ask tough questions, because we think that we need to be informed. We have to know what we're talking about when we fight this battle. And Rocco Galati comes on almost every week, and he's always an interesting guy. He's got lots to share. I really enjoy when he does that. He was on fire last night. I think he realizes that we're in big trouble here, and so he needed to tell us that stop going along with this insanity. So after the call ended, I thought, okay, I need to rewrite my speech for tomorrow. So let me quickly share with you some of my thoughts. First of all, I want to say is, I'm not here to protest. Protesting is a statement that others are more powerful than we are, and I don't believe that. I'm here to honor, celebrate, and express values as informed consent, bodily sovereignty, medical choice, and our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This is a very dangerous time in the history of Canada and the world. I have not seen a threat of this magnitude in my lifetime. Our very democracy, livelihoods, economy, rule of law, right to privacy, freedom, and autonomy are all at risk. If things continue as they are, all these rights and freedoms will be gone by Christmas. And if you doubt that, take a look at what's happening in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
I now live in Kelowna. When I showed up here on Friday, I was absolutely shocked. I hadn't been in Vancouver for 6 weeks, and the amount of masking in the city was shocking. I couldn't believe what's happened in 6 weeks. And this increase is happening even though individuals hospitalized and purportedly have died from COVID-19 has declined dramatically. What it tells me is people's fear should be decreasing, not increasing. But that's not what's happening.
They're lying!
The federal government, the provincial government, our public health officers, and the mainstream media for this.
Yes!
What we know now that we didn't know in March is that the lethality of COVID-19 has been massively overstated. If you are under age 60 and in good health, the risk of dying from COVID is virtually zero. The evidence is clear that the mortality of this infection is similar to a modern influenza season, even with our artificially inflated numbers. So the fear is not based upon lethality. Instead, the level of fear is a result of intentional and deliberate manipulations by the government, public health, and the mainstream media to manufacture fear. The real epidemic is not a virus, it's unwarranted fear. If Dr. Henry and Adrian Dix and John Horrigan were being honest, they would be reassuring the public that the crisis is over and we need not be afraid. If I paraphrase John Lennon, I would say is the pandemic is over if you want it. But they are not making efforts to reassure the public. They are not getting us back to normal. Instead, they are repeating the mantra of panic and that we should be afraid of every single citizen.
That's right.
We are sacrificing our livelihoods, our democracy, our economy, our communities, our families, and our freedom based upon the number of people purportedly testing positive. A number that is rendered meaningless when you understand that the SARS-CoV-2 virus has never been isolated, purified, or proven to cause the infection called COVID-19. I had coffee with a friend yesterday and he told me that he believes the government is doing the best they can with what they know. And I'm sure you get that too. I had a good friend when I told him that we were suing the government. He said, "Ted, I can't go with you there. I believe in science."
Oh my God! Where's he looked?
And I said to him, "I believe in science too. That's why we're suing the government." So I want to tell you, in that statement of claim that we filed, it was supported by more than 45 world experts. We had 245 references, over 191 pages. Rocco said it was the longest and most complicated statement of claim he's done in his entire 30-year history as a lawyer. We outlined in that statement of claim that the measures being imposed are irresponsible, dangerous, not supported by scientific and medical evidence, and a violation of our rights and freedoms. So I know that what our politicians and medical officers and mainstream media are doing is not because they don't know the facts. They know the facts. They don't care.
That's right.
The fraud is intentional.
Yep.
They have another agenda.
Yep.
The agenda involves keeping us afraid.
Yep.
They want us begging for a vaccine.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Woo!
By every indicator, their measures are failing miserably. According to their own numbers, case counts are rising out of control, so they say. Our economy is in free fall.
They
Our
created
rights
it.
are violated on a daily basis. Our privacy is invaded. Our bodily autonomy is dismissed. And our health, most especially our mental health, is in serious decline.
Yes, it is.
Unemployment is up, bankruptcies are up, suicides are up, family violence is up, drug and alcohol abuse is up, homelessness is up, helplessness is up. There's plenty of evidence that their measures are doing more harm than good.
Yes.
You know, Bonnie Henry says to be kind, but what she's doing is not kind.
No!
True caring doesn't involve dishonesty, deception, coercion, manipulation, intimidation, the silencing of criticism, or forced medical treatments. The measures that they're imposing is not about our health. Forced isolation, forced masking, contact tracing, microchipping, hiding in our homes, disconnected from our families and communities, our elders living and dying alone, our children denied a proper education and socialization, our right to congregate as a community outlawed. These measures do not promote health.
I just realized we're more than 50 people. We're in trouble. We should leave.
Instead, masking is mandated. Masking is not an effective medical intervention. There's no scientific evidence with a verified outcome that supports masking to prevent viral transmission. The mask is a psychological device.
Yeah!
The mask is obedience training.
Yep.
It's part of the incremental violation of our rights to ensure acceptance of forced vaccination when it comes. There is no informed consent with masking, just as there will be no informed consent with the COVID vaccine. While the government says that the COVID vaccine will not be mandatory, make no mistake, restrictions will be in place on those who are not vaccinated, just as restrictions have been placed on those who are unmasked. Access to food, education, employment, travel, and public amenities will all be restricted. Coercion is a simple disguised form of mandate. This government doesn't want us to assemble here today. They don't want us to have this conversation. The fact is the government is afraid, and it should be. Our trust in our government and the medical industry is declining rapidly. More people are waking up. The curtain is being pulled back. More people realize the emperor has no clothes. I will not stand by and allow cabal to destroy our nation, our economy, our democracy, our rights and freedoms, and our bodily sovereignty. I will not go along because it's easy to go along. It's time for a new normal because the old normal is not good enough. It got us to this insanity we have today. I believe this is a time of transformation. The old mythology is breaking down as it should. Some have called this the Great Unraveling. Let's create a better society than we have. People are waking up. 50,000 people showed up yesterday in Montreal. More than 1 million showed up in Berlin a week ago. Rocco did an interview with Rebel News last week. His interview was watched more than 100,000 times before Facebook took it down. On September the 1st, Rocco publicly launched the Constitutional Rights Center. Since that date, he has received more than 700,000 hits in less than 2 weeks. We have been contacted by lawyers from around the world who are requesting to use our statement of claim to sue their governments. If the measures that are imposed don't take into consideration the health of our community, the health of our economy, the health of our relationships, if the actions violate our rights and freedoms and our bodily sovereignty, if the actions are not evidence-based, they're not the right actions. So again, I want to thank you for being here today and helping us to reclaim our rights and freedoms and expose the truth. I want to leave you with the words from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, civil disobedience becomes a sacred duty when the state becomes lawless or corrupt. I'm going to pull a Steve Jobs. One more thing. I think it's time that we take the BC government to court, don't you? So this lady here, Tanya Gaw, has been contacting me a few times. And she's started up an organization called Action for Canada. And she asked if Vaccine Choice Canada would join them in launching a legal challenge.
Yeah!
So we're hoping to sign a retainer agreement with a lawyer I happen to know.
I know a
But we're
guy.
going to start a fundraising campaign immediately. Thank you all.
On April 1st, I spoke in Victoria for Canada Day. Boy, this is a different crowd. This is just so exciting and so awesome. And somebody handed me a flyer, and on it, it talked about Bill 19. And I thought, what's Bill 19? And I have a feeling that a lot of you don't know about it either. And Bill 19, it's described as, I'm just going to start referring to my notes a little bit too, because I don't want to miss a thing in my message here today. So the BC government at the end of June had tabled this bill, and once people started finding out about it, they quickly passed it through second and third reading on July 8th.
Wow.
Because of the nature of this legal action that we're commencing is due to this bill, and is due to the overreach of the government prior to that. But when you hear about this one, you're going to want to get involved. And with Vaccine Choice Canada, we've decided to come together, but we're going to need your help, because this has to be a constitutional challenge. That's the only way to overturn Bill 19. It's a very costly undertaking, and we can't do this on our own. So we're reaching out to you today. If we're unable to raise the funds that are required, we will decide to do one of two things. We will take a lesser action, but we will take an effective action. And any extra funds will be donated to the action that Vaccine Choice is taking against the federal government, the CBC, and other bad players in this. So nothing's going to go to waste. So we need a lot of money. It's going to be around $400,000. And so we've set up a donation page on Action for Canada. Somebody made this wonderful sign, so thank you whoever did that. So go to Action for Canada with the number 4 and go to our donation site, actionforcanada.com. And we've had a little technical difficulties because we have a second link that will be set up for this, but we're going to put our own needs aside right now. And until we get this sorted out, you just donate to the big red button on that page, please. And we'll take care of whoever is trying to interfere with what it is that we're doing. And we'll get everything up and running smoothly. So that's just a start. So anyways, so for the past 6 months, as we know, the BC government has supported the federal government's extreme lockdown measures. Despite public outcry and the countless number of internationally recognized medical and scientific experts advising that the threat from this year's coronavirus does not justify the measures that have been imposed. Due to the egregious and persistent violations citizens' constitutional rights, the BC provincial and municipal governments, in their response to COVID-19, we believe it is necessary to take this legal action. Yes. So on July 8th, as I mentioned, Bill 19 was passed. They call it the COVID-19 Related Measures Act. Bill 19. Okay, so wow. Tremendous thank you,
And the onslaught has started.
Cameras walking around with the hats. Thank you. Richard has a message.
I'll give $1,000. Who will match me? Come on up. Who will match me?
Thank you, Richard. Wow, I'm just overwhelmed. This is absolutely thrilling and amazing. Thank you.
Hey, bud,
We have a box up here as well.
look at that, people. Everybody's stepping up to the donation.
You better get some props up here.
We're going to have a hat on the front table, and I'm walking around with this box, okay? So we got both. People are putting 50s and the 100s. You guys are amazing. And we'll let this woman keep talking, but we're going to keep collecting this money.
We walked up there and had ours put in there. It's amazing, people.
Oh, absolutely. Just crazy. Just great. Just phenomenal. The support that this class action lawsuit is going to take. Phenomenal. Just totally exciting for the people.
This is absolutely amazing.
And if you didn't see, she's crying up there.
Overwhelmed. one small person, but I know some pretty fantastic people. And I know the people of BC love this province, and they're so concerned for the future of this province and this nation and the future for our children. And I kept saying, no, I'm not the one for this. It's got to be somebody else. Somebody else will step up. And you know, I just kept pushing forward because it has to be done. I kept hearing that voice saying, this has to be done. This bill has to be challenged. And then when I contacted Ted, there wasn't even a hesitation that we needed to do this. We're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for you. We're doing it for the future. I have great hope today, and I hope you do too, because we're going to fight, and we're going to fight hard. Bill 19 has been described as the most draconian legislation constitutional lawyers have ever seen. Woo! And you know what that bill has in it? It says, oh, and don't think that anybody, any of you could come and hold any of the premier, any of the MPs, our health advisor, anybody responsible for the negative effects of what this lockdown has done to any of you. Yeah. So they're behind their butts because they know what they're doing is wrong. And that's falling on millions of people in this country who are out of work.
Yes.
Okay. I've been so thrown off, and this is so overwhelming, you guys. I'm just absolutely amazed. This is absolutely thrilling. We're gonna do this, right? All right, this lady has a word.
Hi, I made my way out from the back. I'm going to donate $1,000. Who's going to match me?
Thank you. What's your name? Debbie? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everyone. All right. All right. The box is on the front table here at the bottom of the stairs if anybody wants to make their way forward. Thank you so much. I want to talk a little bit about what the effects of this lockdown, who this has affected, and why the government should be held accountable. Thousands have died in BC because life-saving surgeries, organ transplants, and other treatments were not deemed essential. COVID patients are dying after being denied life-saving treatment. Yes, hydroxychloroquine with zinc works. The elderly are suffering in isolation, and they're being denied the visits of their families, of the company that they need to survive. They need this, and do you know what I've heard from nurses that are caring for our elderly? They said the saddest thing to see is that they are dying alone, not because of COVID, but because of old age. So they don't have the comfort of their families sitting by their side, watching vigil over them. I did that for my grandmother. I went there every day and held her hand in her last days, along with my uncles and my mom. That's what they need. They don't need to be isolated. Deaths by suicide. I talked to a lady the other day, and her husband and her son are psychiatrists, and they said they haven't seen anything like this. The rate of suicide is at extreme levels.
That's the plan.
Anxiety, depression, drug and alcohol abuse, and domestic violence all have increased exponentially.
That's the plan.
Recent data collected by the CDC revealed that 25% of children have considered suicide due to the extreme measures of isolation.
That's the plan.
Many people are unable to pay their mortgages or their rent and are on the brink of losing their homes. Millions of Canadians have lost their jobs or businesses. Travel bans and other restrictions are affecting the ability of investors, global and local firms, and entrepreneurs to do business.
That's the plan!
Small businesses are being targeted in favor of large corporations. The red tape and bureaucracy causing a lack of productivity, leading to closure in many cases. This has got to stop. I mean, this has been such a confusion for me. How do we pay tax? If we're not paying taxes, how do we keep a government going? Right? Yeah. They're not even working for themselves anymore in this. The Canadian debt load has increased exponentially, saddling our children and grandchildren indefinitely.
Bill Gates is paying their salaries.
The prolonged emergency measures in Bill 19 are unlawful. Bill 19 was hustled through, and it is unlawful and it is unconstitutional, and therefore it will be challenged. As Ted mentioned, we contacted a top constitutional lawyer who has agreed to take this case on, and we're excited to get that going in the very near future. So again, I request you guys, please, thank you for your generosity today. I am truly touched and overwhelmed. We will continue this fight. Please go to actionforcanada.com to our donate page and continue to donate there. Tell your friends and family about this, because together and united we can do this. That's one part of my speech. On to part two, because there's something else I want to cover, and it's how we got to this place. What's brought us here? And it's been heavy on my heart, and anytime I get a chance to talk, I talk about this issue. So I want to start first by thanking God for the land that we are standing on. It is Him and Him alone who created the earth and all that is within it. No man can lay claim to that which God has brought forth. Secondly, and this may go against everything that some of you may believe to be true, but Canada is a Judeo-Christian nation. Our history is being wiped out and replaced with cultural Marxism. Oh, I might need that.
You can do it.
Hey, you're shaking. Atta girl.
And according to Justin Trudeau, we are no longer a sovereign nation, but instead a post-national state with no core identity. So let's talk about the truth. We need to have this conversation. Canada was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. They were inherited through our British Commonwealth. They're embedded in our Magna Carta. It forms our laws and our values, and it is a system of governance that sets us apart from totalitarian, extremist, and communist regimes. Regimes who impoverish and oppress their citizens and prohibit the freedoms that we have taken for granted, such as the freedom of speech, thought, religion. Our system of governance gives you the freedom to believe or not to believe without the fear of death or persecution. If you're at odds with this statement, I challenge you to think about whether or not you would be willing to give up Canada to live in one of the 57 Muslim majority countries, or communist China, North Korea, or possibly Pakistan. If the answer is no, then we really, really need to embrace this. A secular, godless society is little better, and is only one small step away from tyranny. And this is the slippery slope Canada has been sliding down for the past 50 years.
Yes, that's a fact.
The Lord's Prayer was removed from schools.
Yep.
There was separation of church and state.
Yep.
Abortion, multiculturalism without integration and assimilation, which has provided the opportunity for extremists to also enter Canada. under the cover of religious rights and are systematically undermining our democracy.
That's right.
The preamble to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is very clear. Whereas Canada is founded upon the principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. This represents the God of the Bible, by the way. And the reason this is so important is that nations built on other systems of belief live under tyranny. This is what Canada was founded on. And why I'm bringing this up today is because we have failed to understand or appreciate how critical it is to our democracy. We have become a godless society and in turn godless leaders. Tyrannical, totalitarian individuals have infiltrated all levels of government and are destroying us from within. Because of this, Canada finds itself in unprecedented times. Division, uncertainty, and chaos are growing. The depths of corruption and deception have no limits amongst the totalitarian demagogues who have led the masses down a path to their own destruction. Thankfully, many Canadians, Tara, are waking up and recognizing that our nation is in peril. Many feel helpless and wonder what we can do. Action for Canada would like to offer you a solution to be part of a growing group of Canadians who are effectively uniting and focused on defending our faith, family, and freedom. Let me reiterate, when I speak of this being a Christian nation, that means that you have the freedom and the right to believe or not to believe without fear of persecution. It offers everyone the free will to decide their own path. We work with many other organizations and are uniting on issues so that we can have the greatest impact because there is strength in numbers. Yes. So we're not here to just inform you. Action for Canada, we're not here just to inform you. What we want to help you to do is we want to encourage you and equip you to take action. So I'll write letters. I'll do all the research on whatever issue it is. If it's against banning our guns, well, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to support the gun lobby groups, and we're going to write letters. And we're going to send them to elected officials, and we will rally outside their office, and we will do whatever we need to do on whatever issue is of importance. And I think keeping our guns for law-abiding gun owners is a pretty important issue. Any country that fell into tyranny had two things taken from them. One was their guns, and second was their military and their police decided to stand on the side of tyranny rather than with the people. And so, why do you think they're trying to undermine our good law enforcement here today? Why are they trying to turn the public on our police?
Exactly!
We gotta stand with our police. And we encourage our military and our law enforcement to stand with us. We thank our military and our law enforcement for what they do every day for this country. And it's a tough job right now. So we need to support them. Sure, there's a few bad eggs anywhere, right? And they're struggling at the very top right now. We got Bill Blair and Commissioner Lucky who are not representing their officers. 100% they're undermining them. And we as the public, whatever you can do, support them. It takes sacrifice and commitment to step into this arena, and we do it because we love this country and we care about our fellow Canadians.
Patriots!
So I really ask you to come to actionforcanada.com and join as well. Be part of this movement. It's across the nation. I'm working with incredible organizations. We are really working together and we're building a real momentum. The tyranny is blatant, but the tools of warfare have been a stealthy and strategic military attack using psychological warfare to pit Canadians against one another. Race baiting, victimization, guilt, entitlement, stirring up resentment and envy has been incrementally implemented over time. A slow wearing down of society to accept the erosion of our sovereignty, heritage, and charter rights and freedoms. Socialism is seeping into this nation through failed immigration programs and welfare programs. It has taken hold, and for many, they are no longer expected to work hard to achieve their goals, but can rely on the government and their social programs to provide for them. One of the keys to communism is to make people reliant on the government. COVID-19 has catapulted the agenda forward at warp speed as millions of Canadians find themselves currently financially dependent on the government. This has to be stopped. He is buying votes with our youth. CERB has got to stop. We got to encourage our kids to have the integrity to get out there and work. We have got to send the right message. They are toppling our founding fathers. They are working to destroy parental rights and tear down the natural family. They have targeted our children and youth and filled their heads with lies. They are sexually exploiting our children and causing a mass social contagion leading to their sterilization and mutilation of their little bodies. Canada has become a culture of death, unlike anything we have experienced in our lifetime. Fixated on killing the unborn and euthanizing the elderly, the sick, and the mentally ill. The UN is leading this cult, but not without the help of the foreign central banks, Soros, Gates, Trudeau, and the rest of the global cabal.
Treason! Treason!
Wicked leaders are behind this. But I'm going to bring you some words of hope. God is a God of justice, and He will prevail. Proverbs 14:11 says, "The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish." As for us, what does God ask in times of such despair when a lot of people turn their back on Him? He says in 2 Chronicles, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land." For those of you who are comfortable to do this, we've seen a lot of people taking knees to anarchy lately on the news. They've taken every good act that should be an act of humility and respect, and they've made something foul out of it. And I'm going to ask us today as an act to take that back. So I'm going to ask whoever can to take a knee, and I'm going to say a very short prayer.
I'm not taking it. No way. And you for prayer?
Dear Lord, God, I thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today, and I thank you for these amazing people. Heavenly Father, I pray your blessing over them, Lord. And together we pray for your mercy and your forgiveness. And we ask you, Lord, to rescue us from our oppressors, to bring justice, and heal our land. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless Canada.
Tanya Gaw, and thank you, Ted Coots, for all that you guys have done for Canada. And thank you all for those generous donations. Very appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you. How are we doing, guys? We still out there? You with us? You having a good time? All right, our next speaker, you guys all know her very well. She's got a very popular radio show, TV show, and I'm very proud to introduce her right up there at the very top where she's very noticeable to the world. Give it up for Lara Lynn Tyler Thompson!
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. So I just want to declare something to you, that they're all talking about a second wave. You are the second wave. I heard today that somebody said that Dr. Bonnie Henry, I can't confirm this. Have you heard this? She is not going to require masks on kids at school. Have you heard this? Yes? If that's true, I want Dr. Bonnie Henry to know that my respect just went up 10%. Now, when we stop all of the other nonsense, my respect will go up more. But until then, we are the second wave. I want to let you know that if any of your loved ones are sick, hydroxychloroquine, I've been on it for 14 years. Not one doctor ever told me it was dangerous. Not until Donald Trump happened to mention that hydroxychloroquine might work. Well, all the leading expert doctors say that hydroxychloroquine with zinc works. So I want to come out of the closet about something. I love Donald Trump. That man is the last hope between us and complete and utter meltdown of tyranny. So we declare to you today, Mr. Trudeau, you need to pay a lot more attention to the people and stop sitting around at home and pretending that we have a crisis that you can make money on. We won't take your vaccine. And we won't wear your masks. And especially not while having sex. Now I'm a Christian woman, and so I don't want to swear. But sometimes Dr. Tam gets me a little bit upset. So I'm praying for her. I'm praying every day that she goes back to the WHO and gets out of Canada. It's completely a godly perspective. Read Psalms. If you are unrighteous, God will wipe you from the earth. I would like to take my time and donate it to someone special. Ryan gave me a certain amount of time, and I want you to hear from two people that are amazing. And they have a short period of time now, but I want to say that the first guest is going to be Art Lucier. Would you come up here, Art Lucier? Do you know him? He drove in from Kelowna today. And this man is Métis. And he's Canadian. And he loves our country. And I stand with him, and he has a whole bunch of groups. They travel Canada. It's called Battle for Canada. And we didn't know that we were going to have to do battle for Canada. So thank you. Thank you, our Lucier. And when you're done, y'all know Dan Dix? When you're done, you hand it off to Dan Dix. My time's up. I love you guys. I'm trying not to cry up here. God bless.
Thank you, Laura. We love Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson. She's been giving a lot of courage to Canada lately. And a lot of these groups, I am just blown away. I want to make a statement. I got something quickly to read. Diversity is not our strength, but unity is. So I just quickly, I'm from Kelowna. I am a faith-based leader in Canada, trying to wake up the Church of Canada. A lot of you guys are way in front of us. I think the atheists need to pray for the church to wake up. I quickly wrote this out because I'm a preacher, and I don't want to just preach this. I want to quickly read something out before I give it to Dan. In the days of Hitler, not many can see the murdering socialistic psychopath and eventually what he would do. For a few, they stood, but it was too late. And when they did stand, they were executed. Fear gripped everybody else. Information suppression, book burning, racial dividing media, abuse of power led to the loss of freedom and eventually the loss of millions of lives. As a leader in Canada, I've come to realize that if we do not stand together now, that we may soon die divided. That seems alarmist to some, but it's coming.
That's the plan.
A loss of freedom is definitely a type of death, and it's now at our door. First Nations, atheists, Catholics, charismatics, French, English immigrants. We are Canada.
American
and
people
we
came up to
stand
support
up
this
for our nation
protest.
And for our kids. 50 years ago, a man by the name of Pierre Trudeau would bring forth legislation that would bring the erosion of both family and freedoms. With Bill C-150 and others. He also praised the communistic leader, Fidel Castro, and gave thumbs up to the terrorizing and socialistic control that Castro then had on Cuba. And of course now, Pierre's son is at the helm, and apparently 10 times worse. Justin has given up millions upon millions of dollars away to other nations in the name of false climate change, women's health. All the while, First Nations don't even have clean drinking water. Oh, and if you're a veteran, there's no money for you either. Jobs are lost, businesses are lost, livelihoods are lost, homes are lost, and ultimately now lives are being lost. A man shot himself recently on the steps of legislature, December 2nd, 2019 in Edmonton. A man executed himself to make a statement. And Justin Trudeau yawned. Justin breaks the law in the name of saving a few thousand jobs in Quebec, but is silent on the 100,000 plus jobs in the energy sector lost just because he doesn't like Alberta. He would also fire his First Nations Attorney General from BC for telling the truth about it. Yeah! Bankruptcy and now suicide abound. And that's all before the lockdown.
Yeah.
He has since partnered with the Communistic Party of China to bankrupt this nation, quarantine us, and lock us up. With lies upon lies to spread fear and control, and all the while upping the carbon tax, just to stick it to you while you're bent over. Justin is trying to gain ultimate control of regulations and spending only while a handful of MPs are pushing back. His government is responsible for the loss of lives of many Canadians, and for that, he needs to be held responsible. Justin Trudeau, open up this nation again. End this lockdown. We will neither accept this as a new normal. It's not normal. Nor will we give up your freedoms while you try to take more power. Justin Trudeau, you have been weighed in the scales and been found wanting. Yeah! Judgment is at your door. Yeah! Step down and stop your communistic campaign. And remember this, Justin, we do have an identity. It's a dominion of Canada under God, and we only bow to God, not you. And one last thing. This is my PAL. This is my possession acquisition license. The right to bear arms. Hey Justin, you can't have it. This Métis will go down just like Louis Rail fighting. Yeah! Well, look around. There's a whole bunch of people standing this time, and you ain't getting us this time.
Gandix, press for truth.
Alright guys, I'm live streaming this right now, so please say hi to the world, Vancouver. I tell you guys, it's really awesome to see so many like-minded people in one place. Yeah! That these many people have not been brainwashed by the television. Yeah! You guys are clearly not watching too much TV.
Turn it off!
Have you guys noticed that it's become incredibly easy these days to tell who is watching too much television just by simply looking around? Isn't that incredible? Yeah. Well, now we had this kind of a turnout, but it wasn't always like this, guys. When me and my wife went to the first lockdown rally, I think it was back in April or in the spring, I put out a little tweet and it went viral, and we were laughed at. I was mocked in the media. I had people trying to fight me in parking lots. Vancouver's own Seth Rogen chimed in and said, "Go home, you effing idiot." I think everybody's gonna look back on who the real idiot is. Right,
Fruitcake.
So we have to fight for our freedoms right now, and a lot of people have been saying to me in the lead up to this rally, well, we are free. What are you talking about? This is Canada. This is Vancouver. Why are you guys doing this? Well, it wasn't that long ago, guys. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a month or two ago, I was covering a Black Lives Matter rally. Did you guys catch that? I was surrounded by some BLM and Antifa members, and I was assaulted. And the Vancouver Police Department ended up arresting me over that. Does that sound like freedom? No, it's not. It's not, guys. And we have to push towards more freedom. But my message today is we cannot look to the government to solve the problems that have been created by the government, okay? When we got to stop listening to the health officials. You know, they want us to, as Laura Lynn said, have sex with a mask on. You know, hold your own baby 6 feet away from you when you can. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So we just have to disassociate ourselves. So my message today, guys, is if you want to deal with this problem, first turn off the TV. And then second, just don't comply anymore. Non-compliance is the key moving forward, guys. They want to push a mandatory mask on you? No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Walk away. They want to push a mandatory vaccine? Thanks, but no thanks. I'll choose to say no and walk away. They want a digital ID? Thanks, but no thanks, guys. We cannot continue to comply with this, because the beauty part of this whole thing is we actually make up the base of this pyramidal structure of power, and that has them terrified. If enough of us realize that fact and we start to step outside of this system, what happens, guys, when you remove the lower brick of a pyramid? The entire thing comes crumbling down, right? So that's where we're at today, guys. It's time for non-compliance. We can no longer go along with this government that is forcing us down this road. The way to do that is to take it upon yourself. Take the responsibility upon your own individual lives to no longer comply with the government. And as I said, when we do that, when we step outside of this pyramidal system of control, the whole thing's going to come crashing down, and it's going to be a beautiful day when it does. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
Hey, Ryan, where are you, buddy? Who's next? Who? Donna Ross. Hey, Donna Ross, where the hell are you? Get up here. Donna. Are you Donna?
I have a condition that prevents me from wearing a mask.
Yeah!
It's called thinking for myself.
Ah, look at this beautiful soul. Her name's Donna. Here you go.
Thank you.
Can you hold this person? Like, just keep her in the middle. I'll be right. I'll take that and put that in there.
Closer. Recently, there was a massive rally with over 1 million